So when we first moved into the house, we kind of neglected the front entrance while we got our bigger projects out of the way, like landscaping. But being in the house for 3 years now, we finally have some time and some resources to allocate to the front entrance. The front entrance is a person's first introduction to your house, so it's your chance to make a first good impression. Every detail from the cupboards to arrangements will be a person's first glimpse into your house. So making that first impression warm and welcoming is what we should strive for. So before you start this project, you will want to be aware of a couple things. They do not provide you with screws. If you do want to wall mount these Besta units to the wall, the suspension rails do not come with the Besta console unit, so you will have to look at which suspension rails match each unit. Now we decided to go with the hanging Besta units. They are a relatively cheap solution from Ikea, yet have that high-end feeling. The fact that we can change the front cupboards gives us a lot of opportunity if we change our mind in the future about the design of the whole space. Slit up, right?
Yes,
Okay. I don't know. What are you trying to do? Oh, over tighten? Is that particle board?
yeah. The one in the very back.
Where is the sharp? Oh, right there. Yes. So in, right? So you're going to want to find the studs on the wall that you were hanging the console to. With the sizing of the console units, I was able to fit it on 3 studs. Now with this, I just used the stud finder. Any stud finder will do. I just got this one off Amazon. I like this one because it actually shows the width of the stud, so you can mark the start and end points of each stud. It also detects wiring behind the wall. So once you find your studs, you will want to find the positioning of the Besta consoles. You can do it in one of 2 ways. The first way, which requires 2 people, we had one person hold it in position and make sure it's level, and the other person just trace the outline of the top edge with a pencil or marker, or you could just tape measure from the baseboard to where you want the top of the console to sit. The suspension rail comes separately and you will have to buy it if you want to hang the console units up on the wall. When installing this, you will want to flip the suspension rails upside down and line it up with the mark you just made when finding your position. This is because the top of the suspension rail sits on behind the Besta console. It's merely there to take into account the top portion of the Besta console. So now that you have your suspension rail flipped upside down and aligned with the outline of the mark you made on the top, in the small holes on the bottom, you will want to mark 8 X's. I mentioned before we had located 3 studs that would fit within the width of the Besta console. You will want to install it with at least 2 of the nails going through studs, just so it can handle the weight of the whole Besta console. The other screws will just go into drywall. So you will have to screw in at least 8 screws, and preferably 3 of those screws will make contact with a wood stud. I would suggest starting at each end of the suspension rail and then making sure it's level before you screw in the rest of the screws. So the Besta console just lays on these metal brackets here, And that's why you had to mark the suspension rails upside down, because the top portion of the cabinet was taken into account. To make it flush, you have to drill the cabinets into the suspension rails with these 3 screws, which are included. For the front cupboards, we decided to go with this dark oak. And for the hinges, we decided to go with the soft closing hinges. Installing it is easy enough. You just want to install the bumper on the inside of the cabinets and the hinges on the front cupboards. All of the necessary hardwares and screws are included, so you will not have to buy any extra hardware for the front cupboards. So there you have it. With only a few items, we were able to change our bare front entrance to a warm and welcoming environment. Now we're leaving it here, but we're not necessarily done with it. While we think of new additions we want to add, like maybe a bench, some floor lamps, some hooks, or maybe some accent lighting to the bottom of the cupboards, but we're happy with where we left it off right here. We hope you found some inspiration in this video, and maybe you could take some ideas from here and incorporate into your front entrance makeover. If you guys like this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. Hit that bell notification for updates. We out.